Hi everyone, we are excited to have you here in today's fun-filled learning session at Uolo. Here is a quick look at how you can submit your work after the class. As a first step, go to live.uolo.com. You can use any browser to access this site. On this page, you will see a list of all our classes. Scroll down and you can see the Submit Your Work button. And then you will see a list of the classes that you've last attended, which could, for example, show the dance or craft or science experiment classes you've attended recently. Next, it will show you the list of children whose names are registered in this mobile number. Choose your name from this list to submit your work. For instance, if you are Satvik Kumar, choose that name. And then choose the class for which you would like to make your submission. For example, if you've attended the New Year's Masquerade Party session and you'd like to make the submission for this class, click on the Submit Your Work button below that. And then upload the photo you've taken. Choose the image from your phone and click Submit. You can scroll down and view all your past submissions and see how many of your friends or peers have liked your work. You can also see others' work and like their work to inspire your friends. If you want to showcase your work on social media, that too is very simple. Click on Share, copy the link and post it on Instagram or Facebook or any other platform of your choice. Just a tiny reminder, your submission looks a lot better if you could click a photo in the landscape mode rather than the portrait mode. Do not forget to tag us at YOLO_app. I'm eagerly looking forward to all your submissions right after this class.
Hey there, kids. How are you doing? Welcome to today's class. Today is another day where we're going to go ahead and paint something really, really beautiful. And I hope you're excited for today's class. Now, before we actually get started with what we need for today's class and what we're actually going to go ahead and do, let's talk a little bit about the certificate program as well as your submissions. Now, coming to the certificate program, you know you're already getting certificates for the work that you're going ahead and doing. All you need to go ahead and keep in mind is that to not miss any of your classes, that is all of the classes of a particular course. Let's say you're attending this painting course that you're going ahead and taking up, then there are 6 classes. Go ahead and attend all of the classes of this course. The second thing to keep in mind is to not go ahead and miss any of your submissions. That is, again, you're going ahead and going to have 6 submissions to do as part of the 6 classes, so don't go ahead and miss any of that. If you go ahead and follow this, then automatically you get a chance of getting the certificate, so make sure you get that certificate. Now, apart from that, let's talk a little bit about the submissions. Like you all know, you are going ahead and getting a chance to be showcased on our platform if you get selected as part of the top 10. But irrespective of that, some days we might have good days, some days we might have bad days, some days, we might do okay, average, whatever, right? So, irrespective of how you've gone ahead and done on that day, I want you to go ahead and do your submission. Now, the reason, like I always tell you, is so as to focus on the concept of progress and to focus on the concept of growth. As a student and as a teacher, what we want to look at is we want to look at how much you're able to do and how much you are growing as a student. And the only way we can actually go ahead and judge that is basically through your submission. So if you're going ahead and doing a particular course, class 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will always be, there'll be some difference in it. And as a teacher and as a student, we'll be able to look at those differences and automatically see whether you're growing or not. So make sure to do your submissions irrespective. Now let's go ahead and get started with today's class. What are we going to be painting today? Today we're going to be going ahead and doing a pretty sunset landscape. That's what we're going to be going ahead and doing. It's going to be a beautiful sunset that we're painting, and I wanted to make it a little bit more fun as well. So I decided to go ahead and added even a silhouette of a tree as well as a few birds. So I hope you're excited about the whole painting that we're going to go ahead and get started with. Now let's go ahead and get started with the list of materials that you need for today's class. The first thing that you need for today's class is going to be obviously a sheet of a paper. So have a nice sheet of a paper with you. Make sure you have a good size sheet of paper with you that you can go ahead and cover with paint. Another thing to keep in mind is to not have a sheet of paper that is very, very thin. So if you have a sheet of paper like an A4 size sheet of paper or just simple unruled sheet of paper that you grabbed from a book, make sure to avoid something like that, because what will happen is when you start adding in paint or you add in a little bit of water, the sheet of paper might end up tearing, and you do not want your sheet of paper to tear. So make sure you have a little thicker sheet of paper like a drawing book, sketchbook, or a cutout sheet of paper that's on the thicker side. You can go ahead and use that. The next thing that you'll need for today's class is going to be a pencil. The pencil basically is for going ahead and drawing out the sun and the bottom part of it. So just have a pencil on hand. The next thing that you'll need is a brush. So here we have a nice synthetic brush. You can go ahead and take any brush that you have with you. I'm using the Camlin brush today, and it's in the size 6. If you have another brush probably that comes with your paint set, then you can go ahead and use that as well. The next thing that I have here with me today is going to be a paint set or a watercolor set. Now you can go ahead and use whatever set of paints that you have. If you have a paint set that is of poster paints, acrylic paints, all of that would work absolutely well as well. Here I have watercolors, and here I have a 24 color set. In my previous classes, I was going ahead and using a 12 color set. So whatever you have with you will work absolutely well, because if you don't have a color or two, I will teach you how to go ahead and make it so that you can go ahead and obviously do the painting the way we intend to do it. The next thing that you will go ahead and need is going to be a jug of water. I did not show you that right here, so make sure you have one with you. And then you can see I showed you a black color marker. Now the black color marker is optional. You can go ahead and use it if you want to go ahead and use it. I'll tell you where. If you do not want to use a black color marker, that is also completely all right. Now let's go ahead and get started with the first part of our painting, which is going to be the drawing portion of it. So what we want to go ahead and do is we want to go ahead and draw sort of like a boundary on the outside. So here you can go ahead and grab a scale and do so. You can approximately leave 1 centimeter on the edge and start drawing the boundary. If you feel like it's a little hard for you to draw the boundary by yourself, then you can ask your mother or your father or any sibling or grandparent, whoever you have with you right now next to you, can go ahead and help you out. If you feel like you have a book or a sheet of paper that already has these margins pre-drawn, then you don't have to go ahead and draw it. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to wait here for a second, making sure all of you have gone ahead and finished up with your border, and then we can move on to the next step of our painting. Excellent job, everybody. Very, very well done. Good job. Really well done. Amazing, amazing work. Perfect. Great, everybody. Excellent, excellent job. All right, so I can see most of you have gone ahead and finished up with your borders. So now we can go ahead and get started with the painting itself. So for our painting, the first step is going to be to go ahead and draw our sun. So grab your pencil and let's get started. So first we're going to go ahead and draw sort of like a grassland at the bottom. So here you can see I've gone ahead and done sort of like a wiggly line. Now this is going to be sort of the ground on which the sun sits. So for this you can go ahead and do sort of like a wiggly line, or you can take your scale and draw a complete straight line. Whatever you want to do will work absolutely well. Just make sure to have a nice line at the bottom. You don't want to cover a lot of your sheet. It just has to be a small border right at the bottom. Excellent job, everybody. Very, very well done. Good job. Perfect. Amazing work, everybody. Very, very well done. All right, so everybody's done with this. Now we can go ahead and draw the sun like I was mentioning. For the sun, you can go ahead and take a katori or a bowl or something and draw a semicircle like this. If you feel like you can go ahead and do it freehand, then that's also great. You can see it's just a simple semicircle curve. If you've ever drawn a rainbow, then it's basically that shape itself. You can see I've just gone ahead and done a curve. It's really, really simple like this. Just make sure to go ahead and do it as neatly as you can. Perfect, everybody. Good job. Excellent. Very, very, very well done. Perfect. Amazing. All right. So now we've actually gone ahead and finished up the major part of our drawing. We don't really have much drawing left as part of this now. We're actually going to go ahead and move on to the painting portion of it. Now, for the first color, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and take a little bit of yellow and add it at that bottom area. We want to go ahead and leave the two things we have drawn, white itself. So the bottom part, like we did the whole land portion of it, we leave completely blank, and we leave the sun part of it also completely blank. Apart from that, all of the space that we have, we're going to go ahead and do yellow. So most of you will have yellow in your palette because it's a primary color and you can't mix it. So you will have yellow. So go ahead and take that yellow and start applying it to your sheet of paper. Here, take your time when you're going ahead and painting it. You can see first I'm starting off by doing the border of the sun, and then I'm going to go ahead and do sort of like a line even at the bottom so that I don't cross across or anything. So you can always do sort of like a border first and then go ahead and start painting, or if you feel you're comfortable starting to paint as is, then you can go ahead and paint as is. So just be careful of your lines wherever you're going ahead and painting. Excellent, excellent job, everybody. Very, very well done. Amazing work. Good job. Perfect. All right. Amazing. So as you can see, I've gone ahead and finished up with my yellow right here. Just make sure to have a clean top over there because we're going to be going ahead and blending it with the next color. So make sure you have a sort of like an even line on top. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight, but just a basic even line would be great. Excellent job, everybody. Very, very well done. Take your time while doing this. We don't have any hurry in terms of painting this today, so make sure you take your time while doing this. Excellent job, everybody. Very well done. Amazing. Perfect. Good job. All right, so while you're going ahead and finishing this part up, I'm going to go ahead and tell you the next part of it. The next part of it is going to be a whole patch of orange, which we're going to go ahead and blend out with the yellow. Now for the orange, some of you may not have the color, so I'm going to tell you how to mix it up. You can go ahead and take a little bit of a red, and you can go ahead and take a little bit of yellow and mix it up on your plate, palette, bowl, whatever you have for mixing. Go ahead and take both of these colors and mix it up. Add in a little bit of water so that you get a nice consistency of the paint, and then we can get started with painting the next portion. Excellent, everybody. Very well done. All right, perfect. So I can see all of you have gone ahead and finished your yellow, and I can see most of you have gone ahead and mixed up your orange as well. So we can go ahead and move on to the next step. So taking our orange, we want to go ahead and apply it just above your yellow. So you can go ahead and take your orange generously and add in a good patch. Now the last portion on top is going to be red, so make sure to leave a little bit of a gap on top, but make sure to have a good even layer of orange. Again, be careful on the edges and the sides over there. We don't want to go ahead and go outside your sheet. Little bit is okay, but make sure to go ahead and be good while adding the paint in. Now our sheet of paper at the bottom is still wet. We didn't really wait for the yellow to completely dry out. So the color of yellow and orange will start blending automatically. But if it is not blending, then you can go ahead and take a little bit of water and start rubbing it on your sheet, and automatically the two colors will start blending with each other. So there you go. You can see I've gone ahead and finished with our orange. Excellent job, everybody. Very, very well done. Amazing work. So happy with all of your work. Excellent, excellent job. Amazing. Very well done. Perfect. Great. All right. So I can see all of you have gone ahead and finished up with your orange. Now we can go ahead and move on to the next color, which is going to be red. Again, red is a primary color, so you will not have a red. It's sorry, not possible for you to go ahead and mix a red. So go ahead and take a red from your palette and we can start adding it on top. So here again, be careful, you have that straight edge on the top. So you can first go ahead and outline it and then go ahead and fill up the rest of it. So be careful, take your time while painting this out. Excellent job, everybody. Well done. Amazing, amazing work. Good job. Perfect. Really well done. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and follow the same exact technique as we did earlier. If your two colors are not automatically blending because they're both wet, you can go ahead and take a little bit of water and start merging them together and they will automatically mix and look beautiful. So as you can see, I'm doing that right here, right now, just taking a little bit of water and making sure to blend these out. Perfect. Great. And there we go, done with that. Perfect, everybody. Amazing job. Now, one thing to remember before we move on to the next step is going to be to wait for this whole thing to dry. We're going to be going ahead and moving on to our black portions now. So just make sure that at least your yellow is dry since we'll be doing the black at the bottom. And eventually by the time we finish the bottom part of it, the rest of your painting should be dry. So just make sure of that. We do not want our surface to be wet after this step any further. So I'm just going to wait here for a second, making sure all of your paintings are completely dry and we can move on to the next step. Good job. Excellent. Perfect. Great. All right. So I can see most of your paintings are already pretty dry and we can go ahead and move on to the next step. Some of you whose paintings are still really wet, it could be because you've added too much water. So your sheet won't dry very, very fast. Don't worry about it. Just watch what we're going ahead and doing next and you can automatically follow once you are done with your, drying part of it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and take a little bit of black onto our brush and we're going to start adding it at the bottom, that whole ground part that we drew. If you do not have black and you want to go ahead and use another color, you can go ahead and do so happily. The other options that I probably have for you is probably using any dark color. So probably using a good brown color would be great. If you don't have brown, then you can mix brown with a little bit of green and a little bit of red and you will have brown with you. So if you don't have black, then brown. If you don't have brown, then I've told you how to mix it. So now let's go ahead and take your brown or black color and start adding it at the bottom. Now here again, I'm being very careful as you can see with my paint. I'm going ahead and adding it slowly onto my page. Perfect. Excellent job, everybody. Well done. Make sure that your yellow portion at least is dry. As you can see, my whole sheet of paper has completely dried out and I'm going ahead and adding in the black. But while you're adding this part, at least the yellow is dry, then it's completely okay. So take your time while you're adding this and nicely go ahead and color up that bottom part. Perfect, everybody. Well done. Amazing work, everybody. Very, very, very well done. Perfect. Awesome. Perfect. Great. Good job, everybody. Excellent, excellent work. All right. So now while you're going ahead and finishing up this step, I'm going to explain the next step to you because it's going to be optional on how you go ahead and do this. Now, the next step is going to be to go ahead and draw a tree on our right hand side. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take paint and directly draw the tree trunk and then the branches. If you feel you're uncomfortable doing it, then you can go ahead and take that black sketch pen or that black marker that I mentioned earlier. So you can take that, draw your outline of it and then go ahead and start filling it up with paint. If you feel like you don't want to go ahead and fill it up with paint and you want to automatically directly do it with your sketch pen, that is also completely all right. Just make sure to go ahead and do it with a nice black color. Again, if you don't have a black color sketch pen and you want to use a brown color sketch pen, that's also completely all right. Perfect, everybody. I can see all of you have gone ahead and finished up that last bottom part of it. So now we can move on to the tree portion of it. So here again, I'm taking my black color paint and I'm going to go ahead and get started with the drawing of my trunk. So for my trunk, I'm going ahead and drawing two thick lines of a black in order to make my basic trunk, and I'm filling it up. Perfect, everybody. Well done. Then I'm going to go ahead and draw a few wiggly lines coming from the top as my branches. And then to make my branches look a little bit better, I'm going to go ahead and draw smaller and thinner branches coming from this main branch. Now, this you can obviously do with your sketch pen. It's going to be much easier. Sometimes it'll be harder for you to get thin strokes, thick strokes, and things like that. So go ahead and use your sketch pen for this. It's completely cool if you go ahead and do so. Excellent job, everybody. Very, very well done. Excellent, excellent work. Amazing. Great. All right. Amazing work, everybody. Good, good, good job. Very, very happy with your work. Awesome. Great. Perfect. All right, amazing job, everybody. Excellent, excellent work. Now we can go ahead and move on to our next step. So we have our sun, which is empty and it's white right now. Now in a sunset, normally you have varying colors of the sun. Sometimes when it's setting, it's looking really yellow, it's looking orange, it could be looking red, it could be looking any color. In today's class, I wanted to go ahead and make it look like a bright, fiery red. So I'm going to go ahead and start coloring it in with a red color. But if you feel you want to go ahead and use probably another color, let's say orange or yellow, then you can go ahead and do that as well. It's completely up to you because it's your sun and it's your sunset painting. So pick whatever you like and do it. So I'm picking a red like I mentioned. So I'm going ahead and taking my red on my brush and I'm going to go ahead and start filling it up. Now again, make sure to first do your outline neatly and then go ahead and start filling it in with color. You don't want to go ahead and do it in a very harsh and rough manner and make it look a little dirty. So make sure you go ahead and do it comfortably and neatly. Excellent, excellent job, everybody. Very well done. Perfect. Amazing, amazing job. All right, great. I'm just going to wait here for a second, making sure all of you have gone ahead and finished with this step. Wonderful, wonderful work. Perfect. All right. Now the next step is again optional. I wanted to go ahead and add in a few tiny black birds in the sky. If you feel you do not want to go ahead and do this, it's completely all right. And again, coming to the medium of how to do it, if you want to go ahead and do it the way I'm doing it, then you can take a little bit of black paint and do it, or brown paint and do it. But if you feel like no, you don't want to go ahead and do it with paint and you want to go ahead and do it with a black marker or a brown marker, then you can go ahead and do so too. Now the procedure of actually adding birds is very simple. I'm going to go ahead and draw 3 small dashes, and then from the dashes I'm going to do few curves coming out. So 2 curves, so one on either side, and that will be the look of your bird. Just make sure to go ahead and have it really nice and neat. All right, let's get started with the birds. So here you can see I'm going to go ahead and take my black paint and I'm doing 3 like small dashes and then curve and curve, curve and curve. Perfect. And there we have our finished painting. I'm just going to wait here for a second so that you still have the vision of how our painting is supposed to look, just in case you haven't finished up the painting with us today. Excellent, excellent job, everybody. Very well done. Amazing work. Perfect. All right. Okay. So I can see that all of you have gone ahead and finished up with your paintings. What a beautiful job you've all gone ahead and done today. I am so impressed with your painting skills. Everything that you've gone ahead and done today. Amazing, amazing job. Now, for your submission, I want you to go ahead and click a picture of this and upload it onto our platform so that I can go ahead and have a look. Like you all know, you will get a chance to get selected as part of the top 10 if you've done an amazing job. But if you haven't done a good job, and let's say you've gone ahead and learned something though, I still want you to go ahead and do your upload so that I as a teacher can see your progress from class 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so many classes we have going on. I want to see you grow. I want to see your progress. So make sure you're going ahead and doing all of your submissions so that I can go ahead and see it. Now, apart from that, the certificate program, always remember to attend all of your classes as well as to go ahead and do all of your submissions. If you do both of those, then what will happen is I, as a teacher, will be able to give you a certificate, and I will be so happy to see you receive a certificate. Now we have one more class as part of our painting course left, which will be in the next week. So make sure you go ahead and attend that class as well. I would be so happy and excited to see you there. Till then, bye-bye, and have a look at the submission video. Bye.
Hi everyone, we are excited to have you here in today's fun-filled learning session at Uolo. Here is a quick look at how you can submit your work after the class. As a first step, go to live.uolo.com. You can use any browser to access this site. On this page, you will see a list of all our classes. Scroll down and you can see the Submit Your Work button. And then you will see a list of the classes that you've last attended, which could, for example, show the dance or craft or science experiment classes you've attended recently. Next, it will show you the list of children whose names are registered in this mobile number. Choose your name from this list to submit your work. For instance, if you are Satvik Kumar, choose that name. And then choose the class for which you would like to make your submission. For example, if you've attended the New Year's Masquerade Party session and you'd like to make the submission for this class, click on the Submit Your Work button below that. And then upload the photo you've taken. Choose the image from your phone and click Submit. You can scroll down and view all your past submissions and see how many of your friends or peers have liked your work. You can also see others' work and like their work to inspire your friends. If you want to showcase your work on social media, that too is very simple. Click on Share, copy the link, and post it on Instagram or Facebook or any other platform of your choice. Just a tiny reminder, your submission looks a lot better if you could click a photo in the landscape mode rather than the portrait mode. Do not forget to tag us at YOLO_app. I'm eagerly looking forward to all your